This year's dinosaur creature feature is in theaters, and it's called The End of Oak Street. I saw it yesterday. Here's my review. Before I dive in, if you would subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and use that comment section to tell me what were your expectations for The End of Oak Street, and if you've already seen it, what did you think about it? I personally was pretty excited for it. I'm a massive fan of dinosaur creature features, and the actual Jurassic World movie that we got last year didn't scratch my dinosaur itch that I get. And so I went into this one hoping that it would do that, and just hoping for a good time. Did The End of Oak Street scratch my dinosaur itch? I'm going to say no, and that's a little bit disappointing. I did leave the theater after watching The End of Oak Street with a little bit of disappointment. There's plenty of things I loved here, and that's what makes it so disappointing, is because there's a lot of great things here, there's a lot of things I enjoyed, but there's a lot of stuff that's just bad, strictly bad, that I did not enjoy in the slightest. The best part of this movie is the dino action. We'll talk about how much dino action the movie had here in a minute. Spoiler alert, it's not a lot, but every dinosaur chase sequence is a lot of fun. The dinosaur designs are great. They have feathers in this movie, and that's something that feels more unique than any other dinosaur movie, is their design. And it is in a very suburban town. There's cars, they got guns, and so you're watching these creatures, these prehistoric creatures in this world that they're not supposed to be in, eating people, and it is a lot of fun. And there is some intense chase sequences in this movie, 2 or 3 that I can name, that had me on the edge of my seat. And the dinosaur kills in this film as well are really good. From the very beginning of the film, there's like they're not shying away from showing you anything. It's PG-13, but you watch dudes get torn up, eaten, body parts chopped off. Like, it can be brutal. It pushes that PG-13 limit, and that's something that a lot of people were saying in the early reactions, is that that this movie did push the PG-13 limit, and I'm here to tell you, it did. So all the stuff with the dinos, whether it's the designs, the chases, the intensity, the kills, is great. Another thing that this movie is really good for is its cast, and everybody was so excited because Ewan McGregor, Anne Hathaway. Ewan McGregor, I think, is good. I don't really think he's a character with an emotional unfortunately. Not saying that he's, like, bad in any sort of means, but the person that carries this movie emotionally is Anne Hathaway, and I would come out and say it, that I think her performance in this rivals her performance in The Odyssey. Whether you're going for a movie that is probably going to win Best Picture, will be my pick to win Best Picture, because I don't see anything surpassing it in The Odyssey, or it's a schlocky movie about dinosaurs eating people, Anne Hathaway is great in this movie. I also don't think the kid actors were really all that bad. I don't necessarily think they were great in any sort of way, but they're not awful, so there's that as well. The End of Oak Street has some really good cinematography. You can see everything. It's all well lit. There's some really good shots in the movie, like of wide areas. CGI is really good. So on a technical level, that's good. But another thing that I loved is the score. It's composed by Michael Giacchino. I hope I said that last name right. If I didn't, my apologies. But he is one of the best film composers working today. You just go down his list of movies, you know that, like, he is known for these iconic scores. This is another one. The score is really, really good, especially as we head into the third act when we try to get those emotional sequences. Score's really good. And last thing here in the positive section, the emotions. There is some solid emotions, especially as we head into the third act, that I thought were very effective, whether it's the cinematography that holds its camera at a certain frame that is actually really solid and brings out some emotions, or some events that happen, or the themes of the movie. I feel like the emotions in the back half, and I gotta stress, the back half of the movie, were actually solid. So I think the longer this movie goes on, the better it gets. And we'll talk about this here when I talk about my cons here in a minute. But, like, the back half of this movie, specifically where everybody's saying the final 30 minutes, yes, it's got the best dino action, it's got some good emotions, and You know, it's got an ending that a lot of people, I feel like this is going to be one of those controversial endings. I didn't love it. I didn't dislike it at all. I'm more on the side of, yeah, that was a solid ending. I was satisfied enough. It closed out the character arcs very well. But there are a lot of issues I had in the first half. So while we get into that third act, and it's a really good third act, I can't ignore the issues and my overall enjoyment of the film in and of itself. The big issue is the pacing for me. It is very, very poorly paced, man. Where the dino action doesn't get started until about, let's say, 30 minutes in the movie, right? That's okay. I don't mind that. Like, you're setting up, you got this suburban neighborhood, oh, everything's going fine, you don't really care about the characters, but then when you get the dino action, what do you spend most of the time doing? Just sitting in the living room with our family while they argue about stuff that shouldn't matter in the moment when you're teleported back to prehistoric times. You're in prehistoric times and you're having family arguments. And that's like a good chunk of the movie. And then when we get the dinosaur action, it's like 5 minutes of dinosaur action, walking around for a minute. 10 minutes of dinosaur action, walking around for 15 minutes. And it's like, the action is so far and few in between that I just didn't get that itch scratched. You know, like, I wanted more. I wanted this to just go completely off the rails, and it never did that. This could be a personal problem. This could be, like, for me, I wanted to see insane dino action. And there is that, but there's not enough of it. And so for a chunk of the movie, I hate to break it to you, I was a little bored. Gotta be completely honest. So, the pacing's rough. There's definitely not enough dino action. And, like I said, the emotions in the back half of the movie are solid. They're very solid. But I don't care about these characters throughout the first half of the movie and the majority of the film. I don't care. You know why? Because we're in this prehistoric times. There's dinosaurs outside, and we're doing the whole family drama. Are they going to get a divorce? Are they fighting? Family stuff. That movies like this, creature features, get so criticized. I don't want to care about this family when I want dino action. Now, I will say, the payoff was very solid. I think if I ever rewatch this movie, I'll go into it and I'll see what happens in the first half of the movie and respect it a little bit more. But quite honestly, when I want to get to the dino action and we're 50 minutes into the movie and we're sitting in the kitchen and we're fighting because someone took a little tiny drink of tequila, I don't feel like I care. I don't care about this conflict because there's a much more interesting conflict outside of the house. Alongside those same lines, these characters are stupid. It's not a very good script. The dialogue isn't the most compelling, and the characters are stupid. I could go on, and I don't want to say spoilers for this movie, but I could go on about the dumb character decisions. Oh, we're gonna be in the middle of the street and there's dinosaurs all around us? Oh, we'll just stand here and stare at each other. Oh, there's big dinosaur over there? Let me get a picture. Oh, there's something outside. Let me go investigate it. Oh, there's a dinosaur. Let me not run. Like, they wait until a dinosaur is this close to them, and then they run. And, like, I'm trying to shy away because I don't want to spoil it, but there are just constantly dumb decisions from these characters. None of them are smart. Like I said, as soon as we get in the apocalypse, the first thing we're arguing about is, are we getting divorced or not? Like, is that really our number one priority at this point in time, woman? No. And so, like, very, very frustrating character decisions that just don't make sense that a normal human being would do. And so, I spent most of the movie watching, being like, hey, do this! Run! Do it! Go! And I can do that because me and my dad were the only two people in the theater. And I'll tell you what, we were chuckling. I'm going to be completely honest. We were chuckling at the dumb character decisions. Like, we both said to each other, why don't they just do this? or why are they not running, or why are we just staring at the dinosaur instead of moving? I don't know. And that is where the script comes into issue, where there is some cool dino action, but to get to that dino action, you got to have some very dumb character decisions. And when we're not doing the dino action, you don't care about the dialogue or the characters or the story, because you want to see dino action. And it's very frustrating because despite a lot of things being awesome at the end of Oak Street, there's so many things in this movie that are just like unenjoyable. And that's what I gotta say, is that there is a huge chunk of this movie that I was, and this is the main issue, bored. Because when I go to my dinosaur creature feature, I don't want to be bored. Now, like I said, completely worked itself out by the third act, thought the payoff was worth it. However, it's kind of a frustrating watch, because there's literally sequences in the movie that set up that I was like, oh, they're going to do something with that. And they don't. Like, they don't. And it's like, do we want to be a character study, or do we want to be a schlocky dinosaur creature feature? And at the end of the day, I think it mainly just wanted to be a character study with dinosaurs, and not all of the parts completely came together for me. So, End of Oak Street was kind of a disappointment. Before I give you my final score, if you would subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, comment down below what is your opinions on this movie, The End of Oak Street, and if you haven't seen it, are you excited for it? With that said, there's some great dino action, the cast is great, there are some solid emotions, cinematography, score is all there, but the pacing's abysmal, the script, the dialogue isn't good, the character decisions are really dumb, and I don't care about the characters in my dinosaur creature feature movie. And it was very frustrating what this movie decided to focus on instead of the stuff I actually wanted. With that said, The End of Oak Street's going to get a B- from me, and this is one that you could watch on HBO Max when it drops on streaming. Thank you guys for clicking on this review. With that said, subscribe.